all right. We should be live here. Okay, all right. Excellent, excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here watching this session live right now, please just drop a comment in our Facebook group. Just here opening up our Facebook group. We've resolved a couple of simple tech issues for our start here today, but nevertheless, the show will progress. So if you are here watching live, just please do me a favor, go into the Facebook group. And if you can see this inside of our Facebook group and just comment, let me know that you can see. Just let me know. Kari, what's up, brother? What's going on, man? Again, let me know. Just drop a comment below. Let me know that you can see what we've got going on here. Just want to make sure. So please drop your comments below. Hey, Kari, my man. All right. Excellent. So again, for those of you who are here live, I want to say welcome here to the High Ticket Freedom Activator Bootcamp. This is a 5-day bootcamp coming to you, presented here inside of the High Ticket Society by your man, Michael Baptiste. And I'm really excited to be bringing this information to you. Got a lot of great information we're going to be covering over the next couple of days. And again, I'm just really excited. So just before we do get started and jump into everything here today, do me a favor, like help me out. Drop a comment below, like drop a comment right here below in this live video. If you're watching live, so let me know. I just want to see who's here. Let's get a couple shout outs. Just putting some dangerous desserts in the oven. So I'm up in here now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Beautiful. So now that we're here, for those of you who are here live, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming here and sharing your time with me on this evening. What I want to do here in day one of this actual bootcamp, okay, we're going to start day one with one of my favorite subjects, okay, and this subject is called coherence. Okay, coherence. This is the first subject we'll start with, all right? And again, just before we jump all the way in, let's just do some shout outs, okay? So everybody watch it live. Shane. Thanks, Shane. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. So Shane says there's a halo around some of the lights. Okay. Yeah, that is something that is one of the things that we were working on resolving, but nevertheless, the show will proceed forward. But thanks for tuning in, Shane. Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in. Amen. All right. So first, let's start with this topic number one, which is actually one of my favorite topics, and it is a topic of coherence. Now, coherence, what exactly is coherence? Well, coherence is when your energy is in alignment. Now, what is it in alignment with? That's totally up to you. But the key is to have your energy aligned to whatever it is that your objective is, whatever it is you're looking to accomplish, right? So a lot of people, they start things in life, they start things in business, but they don't start with that alignment of their heart and their brain. And what happens is they take action, they do things, they get out there into the market, they try to make things happen. Well, what ends up happening, right? Let's be real. They don't get the results that they're after, realistically. And a lot of it is because of coherence. Now, when we're talking about coherence, there's a way to actually create coherence inside of your body, inside of your heart. And one of the best ways to do it, which I'll share with you in a moment here. Let me just back out of this. So I'll share that with you in a moment here. But the reality is that, like, you have to have coherence. You have to have clarity. You have to have alignment within your heart and your mind in order to produce the results that you're after, right? So coherence is literally the act of aligning and tuning in the heart to the mind. So this is coherence, right? Boom. Then you got the brain here. Boom, right? So when you have coherence, you see how there's that alignment there between the heart and the brain, right? That alignment is what will allow you to have more clarity going into whatever you're doing. So how do we Like why, actually a better question, why is it that it's important to create coherence in the heart and in the mind? Like why not create coherence in the stomach? Why not create coherence in some other part of the body? Well, the reality is that our heart, right, inside of our hearts, right here, inside of our heart, like in the middle of your chest, it's the most powerful thing inside of our body, right? It's keeping us alive. Like the heart acts independently of the brain. The heart acts independently of the lungs, right? All of these other organs inside of the body are actually dependent on the heart in order to keep them moving. Think about it. Your heart is sending up more information to your brain than your brain is sending down to your heart. So then what's happening? Well, what's happening is that the heart is actually in control a lot of the times. You know, we like to think that our brain is the one in control, but really the heart is one that should be in control, meaning that you should be doing things from your heart. You should be acting out of your heart. You should be making moves when your heart's in it, because that's how you create the success that you're after in life. And I can tell you, like, you know, my story, if you don't know anything about my story, if you don't know anything about who I am, I'll just tell you briefly who I am. So my name is Michael Baptiste. I'm an entrepreneur, and 11 years ago, I was laying down in the hospital bed. I was depressed. I was broke. I was frustrated. My life was in the dumps. I didn't want to live anymore. Like I went a whole year after surgery, not wanting to live because I didn't think my life was worth anything. And then I turned things around when I discovered the value in myself. I discovered internet marketing, and I discovered a way for myself. And that was back in 2010. And I haven't looked back ever since. And now, 10 years later, here I am. I'm an entrepreneur. I travel the world now. I'm the co-founder of the world's first ever Banana Wave Banana Milk. It's a non-dairy milk alternative beverage that we sell in stores like Walmart, Whole Foods, H-E-B, and several others. And I'm also the founder of High Ticket Freedom, which is the world's premier lifestyle and digital business training academy, teaching people how to turn their knowledge, expertise, skills into high ticket products, high ticket courses, high ticket coaching programs, so they can go out there, transform lives, create movements that change lives, all over the world, and ultimately allows them to live the lifestyle that they want to live. And this is something I've been doing for 5 years, the other company as well for 7 years. So my experience of success comes from actually real world business, in the trenches business development, okay, as well as digital marketing experience, where I've created over 20 of my own digital products, okay, and if you want to see that link, not a problem, let me know. I'll drop that inside of the group later, so you can just see some of the products that I've created. But I share all this with you to let you know, like, you're learning from someone who's actually doing this, who's applying this information, who's been getting results with this information for years, who's been sharing it with people around the world for years. And I'm excited to be able to come here and share this with you here today, okay? So getting back to part one, right? Coherence. When we're talking about coherence, we're talking about the brain and the heart, okay, being in unison, okay, being in alignment with one another, so that way when the heart is sending waves of energy to the brain can receive it, and the brain can then send that new information back down to the heart, which creates that coherence, right? So let me give you an example of what a coherent wavelength is, right? So let's say somebody is listening to 99.1 on the radio, right? But then you are listening to 105.8, right? So because they're tuned into this frequency right here, and you're tuned into this frequency right here, you're not going to be able to connect. Like, you're not going to have that coherence. You see what I'm saying? Because these waves may be like this, but these waves may be like this. You see what I'm saying? So because of these differences in the wavelength patterns, and they're listening to 99.1, you're listening to 105.8, it's not going to work. Like, there's not going to be coherence there, right? But if you're listening to 105.8 and they're listening to 105.8, then there's coherence. You see what I'm saying? Because the wave patterns are in unison. So if coherence is so important, what's the purpose? Like, what does coherence do? What does having this coherence between the heart and mind do? Well, let me just tell you a few things that can happen when you have coherence. When you have coherence, when you have that alignment of the heart and the mind, one, you align yourself to your desires, to your thoughts, to the things that you truly want. You align yourself so you can draw them into your life and magnetically pull them into your life by just literally having the thoughts and the feelings that are in alignment with each other, from the heart to the brain, or the brain to the heart. Like, you get what I mean. The second thing that can happen when you have coherence within yourself, outside of just the alignment, is that you can actually heal yourself. Yes, that's correct. You can heal your own body. The human body was made to heal itself, and we have the ability to heal ourselves from within. One of the ways to do that is with coherence. Another great thing about coherence and why you want to create that coherence in your life is because when you align your heart and your mind, what happens is that alignment creates a, let's just say, it creates an avenue for the universe to send you things, right? Events, places, people, activities. The universe is going to like just flow things into your life because there is this open avenue. There's this open channel between your heart and your mind, which creates that alignment for other things to flow into your life. Okay. So it allows abundance to flow into your life when you have this coherence. Now, of course, I'm going to get into some more things today. I'm going to get into some great things as far as freedom digits, as far as clarity. But we first want to start with coherence. This is one of the most important things. Every single day that I wake up, I always start my day with coherence. And I'm going to share with you one of the activities that I do to create coherence in myself. And it's a very simple exercise. It takes about 3 minutes. And this is something that has been scientifically proven by scientists to be able to genetically alter our mood, our thinking process, etc. Okay, from the inside out. I'm gonna share that with you, but I just want to shout out to those of you who are here tuning in live. Mandela, what's up? What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've got it, man. I'm happy to share the value. Happy to share the value. All right. All right. Yes, sir. So just bear with me. All right. Well, we'll we'll get back. We'll get to the comments because there's a little funky little tech setup here between Zoom and Facebook Live. But it's all good. We progress and make progress and proceed and keep moving forward. That's what we do as entrepreneurs and business builders. Okay, especially us as freedom architects. So in order to create coherence between the heart and the mind, literally all it takes is this, right? So if you're watching live, I want you to drop a heart in the comments. Just drop a heart in the comments. If you are watching live right now, or if you're watching the replay, look, still drop a heart in the comments. Let me see. Just drop a heart in the comments. Let me see the hearts below. I want to see the hearts in the comments. So for those of you here live, yes, sir, Mandela, absolutely. The universe will conspire for your success. You're right. Healing powers from within with coherence. Yes, sir. Synergy in wavelengths. Absolutely. Yes, sir. So again, if you're watching live, just drop a heart below, okay? So that way I can know that you're here. I can know that you're tuning in, right? Because look, the energy that you feed me, I'm gonna give you more energy. That's how it works. So the energy you give, okay, I'm gonna receive it and I'm gonna give energy back to you. So if you can't drop a heart for me below in the comments, just drop those hearts. I want to see those hearts below. All right, Mandela, right on. Yes, sir. Awesome, 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 awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, just drop those hearts below. Drop those hearts below as we get into this exercise here where we're deep diving into creating coherence inside yourself. All that you have to do in order to create coherence in yourself, one of the very simple ways to do it, and it's so simple. We like to complicate things as humans, but it's really simple. Take your hands, right? These beautiful hands that you have, and just cover your heart with both of your hands, just like this, real simple. Just cover your heart and close your eyes. And literally the act of putting your hands on your chest will then begin to activate the glands, the organs, and even this chakra, the heart chakra, which is located in the center of your chest. And by putting your hands here, this is the first step. The second step, okay, is feeling the feelings of love, feeling the feelings of joy, feeling the feelings of gratitude, feeling the feelings of appreciation for yourself, feeling these feelings internally. This is the way. And all that you want to do is sit here for about 3-5 minutes. That's it. And just feel that love. So as you're watching right now, just do it with me. Like actually do this exercise with me because action takers are the ones that get results. So just put your hands over your heart and just feel the love inside yourself. Feel the gratitude. Feel the joy. Feel the compassion for yourself. All right. And just like that, we've created more coherence inside of the heart and the mind. And that's all that it takes. just like I said, 3 minutes, 5 minutes a day, putting your hands over your heart, close your eyes, and just thinking through your heart. And the way that you think through your heart is you feel the emotions within. You feel the emotions of love, the emotions of joy, the emotions of compassion, the emotions of gratitude. By just feeling these emotions inside of yourself, this will then position you to become more coherent, so that way you can attract more of the things that you want into your life. If this makes sense, please do something for me. Just drop a comment below. Let me know your feedback. I want to know if this is making sense. I want to know if this is registering. I want to know if this information is coming across as valuable so far here on day one of our boot camp. So for those of you who are watching live, we got a couple people watching live. Kari, thanks for watching live. Shane, thanks for tuning in live. Mandela, thanks for tuning in live. For those of you who are here live, just do me a favor, drop me a comment below. Let me know. Is this making sense? Do you find this of value so far? Let me know. Drop those comments below, because this is something that, once I discovered this simple tool, it's literally begun to change my entire life. Okay. And that's why I'm sharing this tool with you right now, because this is something that's benefited me. This is something I share with a lot of my clients. It's something I share with, some personal friends, but the reason why is because it actually works. So again, drop those comments below. Let me see your comments below. All right, this information is how you'll track. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mandela, thank you. Thank you. This information is how you'll attract your future customers. Yes, sir. Right on. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Thank you for your, my man. All right, just drop a quick little comment there. Boom. Yes, sir. All right, all right, all right. So thank you for letting me know that this information is valuable so far. We will progress and continue forward. Now that we've covered coherence, right? Like, we understand how to create coherence within our brain and within our hearts, right? We understand how to do these things now, right? But creating coherence is not enough between our heart and mind. Now we have to get clarity on what we want in our personal lives, right? So when I say clarity, I'm not talking about like shining your laptop or like shining your car. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about clarity on what you want in your life, right? We all want different things, which is the beauty of this planet and this experience called life, is that there's an abundance of everything. Like, no matter what you want, there's an abundance of it here, okay? Which is great. And so, because there's an abundance of what you want, we gotta get clear on what it is you want. Like there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way you can get what you want if you don't know what you want. And that's what we're going to get into right now. So Hannibal Coffee, 10,000 units. Let's get it. Come on, Hannibal Coffee. You got it, man. Get that 10,000 units, man. Get the 10,000 units. All right. Get to 10,000 units. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Just dropping some. Yes, sir. All right. Get to 10,000 units. Just responding to one of the comments. My man Mandela here drop for us inside of our community. All right. So let's get to the next step, right? We're talking about clarity. So in order to have clarity, Rolando, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. In order to get clarity, what we need to do is we need to understand what it is that we want. And one of the most important things in life is finances, right? Economics. So, and that's what we're talking about and teaching here. We need to understand what are our freedom digits, right? So let's do this, right? So let's say your monthly expense. Let's just say, for example, your monthly expense is $3,000, right? So $3,000 is your monthly expenses. That's everything from food, rent, insurance, car note, daycare, food, like all the expenses that happen in your household. Let's just for the sake of this example, let's just say your monthly expenses are $3,000, right? And $3,000 multiplied across a year, that's a $36,000 per year income, right? So so we got here. So this is, again, 36K. Let me just move this, excuse me. All right, so that's 36K per year, just like that. right? So $36,000 per year is like the ad. I mean, that's above average annual income for most Americans. But let's just use it for the sake of this example, right? So in order to get free, you need to earn actually at least $3,000, if not more. But the reality is that if you're earning like 3,200, 2,800, you're not going to be free. You're going to be in the same cycle that you were in before. So it's best to just stay at that job or stay doing what you're doing until you can do this. Now, let me show you what this is right here, okay? So in order to become free, all that you need to do is you need to take this number right here, right? And you need to just multiply this number by 2, okay? And what's going to happen is, in this example, that number is 6,000. You see what I'm saying? Now, what does this 6,000 represent? Well, this 6,000, okay, represents you being able to cover your monthly expenses and being able to have an extra 3,000 to do as you choose, which I recommend always saving and investing, right? Save the money and invest the money. Save the money and invest the money. Save the money and invest the money. So with that extra 3,000, that's money that you can use to save, right, to reach your savings goals, or that's money that you can use to reinvest and to continue expanding and growing your business, right? So I just want to see, is this sitting home? So tonight we learn how to touch our thoughts. Ooh, well, Rolando, look, I recommend tuning in and watching this again because we went over coherence and how to start that, but we will dive into some other things here in today's session. So just let me just comment. Look, just, bear with me because we have some awesome content coming on that topic of thoughts. Okay. Yes. So now, taking a look at this. This is 6,000, right? And again, this 6,000 represents the number that I'm in it with you. Oh, it's all. Hey, it is all good because you're here now. So this 6,000 again represents the number that is going to allow you to be free from whatever job it is that you're working, whatever wherever your business is at now. Literally, by just getting to this point, you put yourself in a position to create that freedom. But doubling your income is just not enough. Like that's not it's not going to solve anything. You need to consistently be able to double that every month. Now let's just say we took this number right here and we multiplied it throughout the year. Well, if we were to take this, right, and this is about 12. Let's just put that right there. So if we were to take this number right here and multiply by 12, okay, looking at this, what would that actually give us? So that would give us 72. Yeah, that would give us 72K per year. Okay. So I hope you're seeing how that works. So if we're looking at freedom digits, right? Like the first freedom digit that you want to strive for, number one, is to double your income. So whatever it is that you're making at your job, you want to make at least that amount and multiply it by 2, right? So how do you get here? Well, we're going to talk about that when we get into systems and we're talking about business strategy. We'll get there, but the first thing you need to do is decide what are your freedom digits. So you'll be able to see, we're going to be sharing a workbook and the details in that workbook. Hopefully you can complete that workbook today, get that posted into the group today, or if you're watching this somewhere else, you can send us an email at info@highticketfreedom.com and we'll be able to look at your workbooks and help you out. So so Mandela said for many folks, it takes 10 years to double your income. You're right, man. It does. And the sad truth, I'm just going to respond here to you. Yes, you are right. You are right. It is a sad truth when not selling high ticket. Yes, sir. Truthfully, it is. Because like I had a difficult time figuring out how to grow my income. Look at that. I had a difficult time figuring out how to grow my income, how to improve the things that I was doing, up until I learned about high ticket sales, high ticket consulting, and then from there things completely changed. Like my whole perspective of the world changed. So Mandela, you're absolutely right. For many folks, it is tough, man. It takes 10, 15, 20 years to double your income. Well, what if I were to tell you you can literally double your income within the next 90 days? Within the next 90 days, you can double your income. And I don't say that lightly. I don't like try to make any claims here, but I'm just telling you, I personally have seen people that are in this community, right, inside of a high ticket society. Some of them, you know, who are my clients, who are successful, and they've created successful businesses and they're thriving, right? They started from like they started with not knowing this information as far as like high ticket sales. But once they learned it, everything changed. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this information, because like you said, it takes 10 years, Mandela. Sometimes it takes 10 years to double your income. But with high ticket, you can double your income with the next sale. Like literally, like if you have a $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 product to sell, you sell one unit, you probably could double your income. For some, it might be triple the income. But nevertheless, if we're talking about freedom digits here, the first freedom digit you need to figure out is what is your monthly, right? So first, what is monthly? And then what is yearly? Yearly, okay? And then we need to look at 5-year and then 10-year. So I know you're probably hearing this and you're like, Mike, 5 years out, 10 years out, man, that's a long time. Like, how can I even think that far? But I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to stretch your thinking. I want to challenge you to stretch your imagination. I want to challenge you to stretch yourself, to come up with these numbers, right? To come up with what these numbers are for you that are going to make you feel comfortable, that are going to make you feel free, all right? Yes, sir. I think Rolando said, I think the mastermind puts the time on our goals. Absolutely, 100%. You know, I was in a mastermind last year with a couple friends. Some of them are in this community. Not gonna shout them out because they're good friends and brothers, and we like to work with each other, help each other out. But all of us had one of the best years of our lives in 2019 because we came together in a mastermind format. So if that's something you're interested in, I will be sharing more details about my mastermind. Okay, but you'll learn more about that later. For now, I just want to agree with you, Rolando. Absolutely, man. The masterminds are great. Like I love masterminds. You obviously know about masterminds through through Ms. Ann and other resources that you know. But masterminds are fantastic. And Mandela, you're right, man. Job plus high ticket plus effort equals 90 days. Yeah, 100%. But it really boils down to the actual system, which we'll talk about in another day, right? But just to go back here, so what is your monthly goal? Like how much do you need to make per month in order to double your income? For those of you who feel comfortable as you're watching this live, drop that comment below. We'd love to hear it because I'm all about helping people move forward to the goals that they have, right? But you need to figure out what is this monthly goal, because this is going to allow you to become financially secure. Okay, so whatever this number is, so this is financial security, right? So at this level, this is financial security. This is where you're securing your finances, right? You know, every month you got this amount of money coming in. You can cover your expenses. You can pay your bills. You can keep food on the table. You can keep the lights on. You can keep the show going, right? This is the first step. Get to this monthly income goal. Then what is the yearly income goal? Because this is where, so you want to get to the point where you have money saved up to live for 3 months, to live for 6 months, to live for 1 year, right? And that is, in business, it's called a runway, right? How much capital do you have to where if you don't make a sale today, how long can you stay in business without going out of business, right? So Mandela said monthly goal 7K. Man, thank you, man. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your goal there. So let me just, Mandela, yes, sir. Thank you for your transparency, man. Transparency here. Thank you for your transparency here, man. All right. See, the reason I'm typing like right now, like mid session, is because I want you to know, like, I'm engaging with you. Like, this is like real. Like, yeah, we're using technology, but I'm here, you're here, and we're making this happen and communicating. So yes, sir. Mastermind principle is where it's at. 100%, 100% where it's at. Okay. So monthly is what you need to have monthly in order to get there. If that's 7,000 per month, my first goal is 5K. Kari, thank you, man, for sharing that. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sharing. All right. Vulnerability. All right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, man. Appreciate that, Carter. So the first goal, again, get to that financial security, whether it's 7,000, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000, 8,000, 10,000. You decide what that is first. The next goal is you want to get to this yearly goal. Right now, when we're talking about yearly, meaning that you want to have money saved up where if you don't work, right, if you can't do anything, right, and you just had to survive off what you have, if you've got enough to survive for 12 months, I mean, that right there, that's financial freedom, right? Like that's financial freedom. So let me just drop this, right? Financial freedom right there. So we want to move from financial security, financial freedom, and then we go on to the 5-year and the 10-year, right? So if we're looking at the 10-year, like if you want to have enough cash in the bank or cash in a trust fund, right? 10 years, now we're talking about wealth. If we're talking about the 5-year mark, you want to have enough cash to where if you can't work, right? If you have, if you run into a situation where something happens, but you've got enough cash in the bank to where you don't have to work for the next 5 years, this is what we're talking about when we say want to get rich, right? When you're rich, this is where you have enough for yourself to be able to take care of yourself for quite some time. But when we're talking about 10 years plus, then we're talking about wealth, right? And my big thing is that we can create wealth starting right here today, so that way we can continue to pour finances into this wealth basket. Now, for me, one of the ways that I decided to create wealth is I decided to go into a business model that was a subscription recurring based model at the mass commercial level, right? With Banana Wave Banana Milk. And that is a product that, I'm focused on building wealth with that, right? Like once we do our IPOs and do all that good stuff, that's just going to create more cash flow. But my whole thing is like, I'm doing it because 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, my kids will be able to benefit from the work that I did years ago, right? And still doing today. They'll be able to benefit from that work. I don't have any kids right now, but I'm just telling you like the thought process, because you want to adopt something similar. Now, I'm not telling you need to do all of this. I'm not telling you need to like figure out all these numbers. But what I am saying is that this will help you create that coherence, as we talked about. It'll help you create that coherence between your mind and your heart, because your heart's going to say, well, you know what? If I just had $80,000 stashed in the bank, you know what? That would be lovely, because then I can invest in my properties. I can invest in my my ice cream business or my bakery business or my coaching business or my course-based business. Like I can invest there, right? Or I can do other types of investments. So it is important for you to understand what these numbers are for you. Now, for everybody, it's different, right? But let me just take a calculator here. Let's just do some numbers, right? Because as we all know, business is definitely about numbers. So let's just say that we've got all right, so let's say we got let's say boom. So first goal here is 5K, right? So Carl, let me know if you tune in. Yes, sir. Mandela got a investment. Yes, sir. So Carl, so we got 5K as a goal here, right? So we'll keep 5K simple. I could use 7, but I just like 5 because it's a little bit more of a simple number for most people to understand. So in this case, your example, so 5K is monthly, right? So we multiply 5 by 12. Right, that gives us 60. So I hope you can see that right there. Boom, that gives us 60. So that means yearly you want to put 60 grand in the bank, so that way you can have that financial freedom. So where if something happens, you can survive for the next year, right, without having to work. Now we're talking about getting rich, right? We're talking about getting rich here. So you want to take that same 60,000, you just want to multiply it by 5. That's going to give us 300,000, right? So in order to get there, I know it's like, wait, I thought I needed to be a millionaire to get rich. I thought I need to have many millions in the bank. Well, the reality is that for your level of your life, you want to customize these numbers for you, right? Now we take the same 300,000, which is 5 years of that $5,000 per month income, right? Mandela, hey, thank you, thanks, Mandela. Thank you for helping me out with the math equations there, right? Thank you, I appreciate that. So if we've got that. Like I said, if we've got that 300,000 here, right, Kari, for your 5-year goal, right? If we multiply that by 2, right, 5 years by 2, which is 10, that's going to give us 1.5 million, right? So that's going to give us that's what that number is going to be right there. Hopefully you can see that. Boom, 1.5 million. So in order to get to wealth, you want to put 1.5 million in the bank. Now, this 1.5 million, I want you to understand, this is not including taxes, okay? This is not including hard variable costs. This is not including, fixed costs and expenses of the business per se, right? This is including your lifestyle, right? This is including rent, food, housing, shelter, clothing, kids, daycare. This is including that, but on this level, we're talking about this level, there's more factors that go into it, right? So as an entrepreneur, you want to always make sure you're setting aside at least 20 to 30% for tax purposes, because that's important. And also you want to just make sure that you have cash set aside for anything that can happen, because we never know as entrepreneurs, we never know what can happen. We never know what's possible, right? And so it's just important to have that stashed up and set aside for yourself. Now, a lot of people, like I said, they want to be a millionaire. They think, oh, if I'm a millionaire, it's the end all be all. And don't get it twisted. Being a millionaire is absolutely like the way to go. But we're talking about wealth here, right? And if we're talking about wealth, there's people like Bill Gates. There's people like Warren Buffett, right? There's people like, the late, great Reginald Lewis. There's people like Jay-Z, right? There's people, basically there are billionaires and multimillionaires out there, and people that are extremely successful, right? But these people, they also started from somewhere, right? And because they started from somewhere, it doesn't matter where you're starting at, but what is important is where you're going. Where's your focus? You see what I'm saying? So let me just tune in here to some of these comments. New tires, change of priority. Rolando talked about this in 2016. Yes, sir. 5-year goal, 300,000. My man. 5K times 12 is 60K. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And then hashtag invest. You right, man. You're 100% right. 100% right about investing. Thanks for help with the math numbers. Real talk, man. You are right with this. Thanks for helping the math here. Oh. All right. You're gonna learn today. All right. So now that we've covered these numbers, right? It's important for you to complete these numbers and do these numbers, because this is going to create clarity and coherence for you. Now that we've gotten here, okay, it's a little bit of space here, but what I'll do, instead of just like using this space here, okay, I'm just going to come to you and I'm just going to talk to you about this truly, truly important thing, and it is the ability to tune the mind from this third dimension, like this 3-dimensional level, tune into what's called the 5th dimension. Now, I want to know by the comments below, who here knows about the 5th dimension? Do you know what is the 5th dimension? Just let me know by dropping a comment below. We got quite a few people here watching live. Very excited about that. But for those of you who are here watching, let me know, like, what do you know about the 5th dimension? Do you know what is the 5th dimension? Just let me know by dropping a comment below. And so for those of you who don't know what is the 5th dimension, which might sound like, what is this guy talking about, 5th dimension? My man Rolando said, tell us. Okay, I'll tell you. Not a problem. I will tell you. Thanks for participating. The 5th dimension is basically what's called the 5th dimension is it's an old school R&B. Kari funny, man. He said the 5th dimension is an old school R&B group. Mandela said time ? Oh man. Okay, well let me go, man. I love responding to you, man. Yes, sir. Will do. All right, and then. Oh, very funny. You are funny. Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna just let me bear with me 1 moment. Again, I love the feedback here. I love the interaction. I love the engagement. And close, but not exactly time. All right, so let's get into this, right? Because We got people here in this community that have asked me about this personally. They've asked inside of the community. They've asked me a private messenger, and even Rolando just dropped the comment, hey, tell us. So the fifth dimension is a place that is called the quantum field, right? Or the field, or the vortex, or the matrix, or the ether, or the universe, right? This is the fifth dimension. So in our third dimensional reality, there's height, width, length, right? And that's pretty much all there is. But the fourth dimension, okay, this is the dimension where you separate yourself from these things, and you actually include time, right? So now time's a factor with the space, right? But in the fifth dimension, this is a place where time, right, as we know it, like with the wristwatch and stuff, and physical matter, they don't operate under the same laws as we do here in this third dimension. So I know this is like, what? What are you talking about? Let me break this down, and let me like really deep dive into this here. Okay. When you are visualizing, thinking, thoughts, right? Daydreaming, your brain goes into a certain state. Normally it goes into what's called an alpha state, right? Right now you're listening to me, I'm commenting, responding to you, you're commenting, responding to me. Your brain is in alpha, is in beta state, right? Because it's in like it's active, it's got to move, it's got to think, it's got to do these things, right? So when the brain is in beta state, this is the state we're in throughout our normal day-to-day experiences and day-to-day activities, right? And whenever we take a moment to just sit back and lean back and start daydreaming about something, our brain goes from beta to alpha, which is, beta, the brain waves are like this. But in alpha, actually, I'll draw this out for you, right? So you can see. So in beta, the brain waves are like this, right? If you guys can see this. But when we're talking about alpha, the brain waves, they slow down a little bit. So it's not as intense like this. You see what I'm saying? And then there's other additional brainwave states, and I'm just going to break this down. Just share this with you real quick here. So this one is called theta. Theta. Okay, and theta is a very slow brain frequency, right? So your brain's not necessarily operating with the prefrontal cortex continuously thinking. When you get to theta, state of mind. Okay, theta is after you've gone past the daydreaming phase of alpha, where you're daydreaming and now you're starting to doze off, and like like those experiences where you start to doze off, right? That is when your brain is going into theta mode. And then the final state that the brainwave goes into, or rather the deepest state that it goes into, is what is known as delta. Yes, that's right, delta. And in delta brainwave, this is where like the subconscious is located. So what happens is the brain frequencies are more like this. Okay, they're super slowed down, and there's not a lot of activity going on with the prefrontal cortex right here, this part of the brain. But there's a lot of activity going on back here inside of the subconscious. Yeah, inside of the subconscious mind. Now I know I'm pointing like right here, but it's like a whole general area. I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm just telling you where it's at on your head. Okay, so if we're looking at these different brainwave states, what happens is that in order to go to the fifth dimension, we need to get ourselves into a theta state or a delta state. Let me know if you guys can see the bottom of the board here. Let me know if you guys can see this. I just want to make sure it's clear that you can see. Just let me know in the comments below. Yes, sir. Delta equals change. Hey, Mike, my son Manu is watching, and he's surprised that we talk. Yeah, we talk regularly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Inspiration Mastermind, my man. Yes, sir. Yeah, Mandela, you're right, man. Delta equals change. Now, delta state is, I'm gonna be real with you. In delta, like it takes practice to get to delta and to be able to operate consciously. Because when we go into delta, okay, you can't see it. All right, thanks, Kari, for sharing that. Let me know. How about now? I just moved it a little bit. Let me know if you can see that right there. So again, this is where our brains are usually in beta state, and this is like the brainwave activity where our brains are like thinking right here in our prefrontal cortex. In alpha state, this is where we start to get into like a daydream phase. In alpha. Theta, this is where we start to get into the lucid dreaming phase, right? Where we start to kind of doze in and wake up. Like that state is where we are when we are in theta, okay? Theta brainwave patterns. And then finally, delta, this is where like it's full on subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is gone. You're floating, you're daydreaming, you're sleeping. And they're to get here and change the subconscious, it takes work. Like it takes continuous work to practice that skill to be able to influence your mind when you're in a delta state. But it can't be done. I don't want you to think it's impossible. It can't be done. So just let me know if this okay. You can see it. All right, that's better. Let the sun shine in the room. Oh man, it's funny. Okay, there we go. So you can see this a little better. So let me do this. Let me know. I wasn't too sure about sitting down. I like to stand, but is this cool? Like if I'm sitting here, is this cool? Can you see me? I know that to adjust this lighting here. All right, and let's actually bear with me so we can get this. Make sure. All right. All right. Let me know if you can see me A-okay. Let me know for those of you who are watching live. Let me know if you can see me A-okay. Yes, that's better. Let the sun shine in. I don't know why that's funny. Let the sun shine in. That's... Yes, he is. Awesome guy. Absolutely. Mandela's an awesome guy. Okay, great. So I know it's a little bright right here in the middle, but this is a heart and this is a brain. Yes, sir. Take a seat and keep sharing. Yes, sir. Let me just go on in here and respond, man. Mandela, thank you for that tip. Got to get the sunshine in, man. Yes, sir. Thanks for confirming. Rolando. Yes, sir. All right, Kari. Tell your son I said hi. He's watching live. And thanks for confirming. I'll keep sharing the value. Boom. Boom. All right. Hey, please keep commenting. I love the comments. I love this. All right. So going back here, beta, alpha, theta, delta. Your brain moves into these different states based on how you're feeling, based on what you're thinking, based on where you're at in your life, right? So in order for us to actually be able to go into the fifth dimension, we have to take our brains from a beta state where we're constantly thinking, like you're thinking about the next day, you're thinking about the next move, you're thinking about what you're gonna have for lunch, you're thinking about the next meeting, you're thinking about the next this, the next that, right? Like all these different things keep your brain in beta. And you have to move from this prefrontal cortex and release, right? You have to release the thinking brain, and you have to move to the subconscious brain, which is in theta mode. How do we get to theta? How do we get to a state of theta? Well, I want you to understand this, right? A lot of times in life, we operate and we do things that we're not conscious of, that we're not aware of, right? Like you're not aware. Like for example, let's say let's say a person is addicted to drugs, right? For my community, and a lot of people in different Black communities, like there's a lot of drug infestation, and it's sad, it's terrible. But the reality is that like a lot of it is caused because of the awareness of the individual. Sometimes people are just not aware of what they're doing and what the end result is of what they're doing, right? So what does this mean? Think about the person who goes out there and somebody's like, hey, you want to smoke this? And they're like, what is it? I don't know. And then they smoke it, and next thing you know, it's a heavy duty drug that changed their entire life, and now they become addicted after like one puff of whatever this drug was, right? It's because they were not aware of what they were doing and why they were doing it, that they fall into this cycle. Now, not just my community, but communities all over the world, even with relationships, right? Think about that husband that cheats on his wife. Like he goes and he's in a room he's at the club with a woman, maybe he's in a different city, and the woman comes up to him and she starts dancing with him, right? She starts touching on him, right? And next thing you know, the guy starts kissing her. Next thing you know, they leave to a hotel and he ends up cheating on his wife. Like this man cheated on his wife. Like why would he do such a thing if he truly loves his wife? That's because he was not aware. He was not aware. What I want to get you to do here today with day one of this boot camp, this entire boot camp, everything I do here in High Ticket Society, everything I do in general, even with High Ticket Freedom, everything that I do is about raising one's level of awareness, raising one's consciousness, So that way, once they get to this elevated level of awareness, they can look around and say, hey, wait, I want something different with my life. You know what? I'm going to consciously choose what I want with my life. But unless we get to the elevated level of awareness, we can't do it because we're constantly here at this level with all these things that are dense and heavy and that are pulling us down. So in order to, again, tap into the fifth dimension, go to the fifth dimension, we must first raise our level of awareness and understand that we want to go to this level. So we first have to set the thought and intention that we want to go to the fifth dimension. And I'm gonna go into a meditation here coming up real soon. Thank you for commenting. Any thoughts? Just drop the comments below. So now that you have a little bit better of an understanding of the brainwave frequencies, how they work, what states determine what, where we're at. Let's talk about actually the what to do in order to go to the fifth dimension. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it, more than one way to get it done. But I'm going to share with you one of the ways that have worked for me. Basically, whatever you're doing right now, pause, pause. And go into your mind, close your eyes for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. All right. And now that you've taken a couple deep breaths, I want you to keep your eyes closed. And I want you to, as you listen to the sound of my voice, I want you to imagine yourself floating in the middle of nowhere. All around you, it's black, empty space. And just focus on the empty space. Focus on the empty space. Focus on the empty space. And now, imagine the space that is around your body. Imagine the space around your arms in space. Imagine the space around your body, your torso, your legs, your head. Just visualize empty black space surrounding your entire body as your eyes are closed and you're going into a more relaxed state. And now go deeper. Go deeper. Go deeper. And now, as you are here, as you listen to the sound of my voice, I want you to visualize your feet as they are walking across the sand at this beautiful beach. Visualize the feeling of how it feels physically and emotionally to have the sand between your toes. How does it feel emotionally? How does the sand feel physically between your toes as you rub your toes together? What is the temperature of the sand on your feet? Is it hot? Is it warm? Is it cool? And I want you to feel the temperature of the weather. Is it a scorching hot day? Is it warm out today?
Is it right in between? Is it cold? I want you to feel physically. Imagine what it would feel like physically. And I want you to, in your heart, feel the emotion, feel the love, the joy, the gratitude, the compassion that you would feel in this moment. And I want you to think the thoughts you'll be thinking as if you were there on that beach. And I want you to hear, like, imagine what the sounds sound like on that beach. And then how does it emotionally feel in your heart to be on this beach, listening to those sounds? And then I want you to feel, what are you tasting? You tasting water? Are you tasting a coconut that you just drank? Are you tasting a Bahama Mama or maybe a Mai Tai? Because you're sitting down, sipping on your drink. Are you tasting the taste of some banana wave as you're sitting there on the beach? And I want you to think, what does it smell like? What are the smells that you're smelling there on the beach? I just want you to just imagine, what are the physical sensations that are going through your nose, your nostrils, as you smell the smells on this beach? What does that feel like? And I want you to go into your heart and I want you to feel what it would feel like to be smelling these smells on this beach. Whether that's the smell of food, the smell of the water, the smell of the ocean, the smell of the animals, the smell of the sand, the smell of the barbecue from the people over there down the side. What are the sensations that come up? And what do you see out of your two eyes as you look around? Based on what you're seeing through your imagination, how does it feel emotionally? How are you feeling emotionally inside as you're visualizing and seeing this for yourself? Feel in your heart what that feels like. Stay there. Be in it. This is a safe space to dream. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? And what are the taste sensations that you are experiencing in this moment? And what are you thinking about as you're in this experience? You're walking on the beach, sand between your toes. It's a marvelous day. What are you thinking in this moment? And now that we've tapped into all 6 of these senses, smell, touch, taste, sight, thought, sound, what does it feel like in your heart? What does it feel like to have this experience happening right now? And just feel in your heart and see it in your mind and focus all of your attention, energy, and emotion into this thought and feel how it will feel to be there right now, as if it's already happened. And now I want you to take the thoughts, the emotions, the sensations, and I want you to Return to this empty black space called the void, the matrix, the quantum, the fifth dimension. Return back to this space and take this experience of you walking across the beach, toes, sand between your toes, and pretend as if you have a balloon filled with helium in your hand. And inside of this balloon are your dreams, are the goals, the vision that you just created now in the fifth dimension. And just visualize yourself releasing this balloon into the infinite black space. Now that you're here in your heart, remember what that feeling feels like. Remember in your heart what that feeling is. And throughout your day-to-day experience, tune in to this feeling. Tune in to your heart. Tune in to that which is inside. It doesn't matter what's happening in the world around you, outside of you, coworkers, family members, friends. It doesn't matter. Social media doesn't matter. Tune into this feeling. And as you go throughout your day-to-day, remind yourself in your heart how it feels to have this reality now. And the longer that you can stay in this emotional state throughout your day-to-day experiences, the more you will align yourself and create more coherence between your mind, your heart, and the infinite universe. So that way you can create whatever it is that you're looking to create on this planet, or rather this plane net, should I say. Remember this feeling. And now come back to the third dimension and open your eyes when you're ready. You see what I just did there? For those of you who are here watching, what I just did there is I just took you to the fifth dimension here in today's training. You just went to the fifth dimension. Now, there is more that goes into this process, but what I just gave you here today is what some people pay thousands of dollars for to learn from others. And I just gave it here today to you on this actual training. So now, what I want to do, now that we've covered this information here today, for those of you who are here watching live, please let me know, what did you think? Like, what do you think about this process of creating from the fifth dimension in the fifth dimension, tapping into the fifth dimension, in addition to the brainwave frequencies, the brainwave patterns here? Well, let me know, what are your thoughts about it? What did you think about it? I would love to hear your feedback just on this topic right here before we move on here in today's day one of this boot camp. Just let me know, drop those comments below. I'm just gonna yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome that your son meditated, man. That's awesome. That is so awesome, man. That your son was meditating with me. I hope this helps him in his future. All right. And look, hey, it's all good, man. It's all good that you couldn't, all right, that you could not meditate while driving. Like, yeah, that's not safe. Meditate while driving. But you can, however, you can get it in later. Yes, sir. This took me back to my macabre meditation I've gotten away from. Oh man, that's awesome, man. You said you're macabre. Yes, then it's time to get back in tune with the secrets of the world. Of this reality, this 3D reality. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is definitely important. It's definitely very important to get back in tune. Wow, we got a lot of comments here. A lot of people who've been, for those of you who are here live, thank you for your contributions and your feedback and everything, because your participation is what sparks me. It gives me more energy to give to you, so that way you can take this energy and improve the quality of your life and business. So with that being said, what I want to do now is we are now bringing this session to a conclusion. But what I would love to do is I just would love to open up the floor for comments, questions, any feedback that you have that you love to share with me. And if you got any questions about any of this information we went over, because I know it was a lot of information today. We will be having a picture of this available, so you'll be able to see that, check that out. We're going to have workbooks available to download below. You'll be able to see those coming following the session, or if you're watching the session, they're probably already below, so you can get immediate access to those right away. But for those of you who do have questions, who have any feedback that you'd like to share, please do so now. This is the time to do it, just before we conclude today's day one of this Activator Bootcamp. So please let me know. Drop your thoughts below. Any questions, any comments, any concerns that you have just before we conclude today's day one of this session and of this bootcamp. All right. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, Mandela. Yes, sir. Brian, thanks for tuning in, Brian. Thank you. James, thanks for tuning in, James. As well as Shane. Shane, thank you for tuning in, Shane. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up and participating. Yes, sir. All right, we do have a couple people here watching live. So for those of you who are watching live, please, any comments, any questions, any feedback that you'd like to share below, please do so. Now is the time. Otherwise, we will bring this to a conclusion here. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. You learned about coherence today. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. Excellent. 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 This is awesome. So we're here. We're past the hour mark. This actually went longer than I expected. And the cool thing is that we still have a lot of people we have a few people, a handful of people that are still tuning in live. This is awesome. Very good session. Been listening and working. See you tomorrow. Shane, my man, Shane, thanks for tuning in, man. You are awesome, man. For real. Shane is awesome. Guys, if you don't know Shane, definitely Shane is an awesome guy to know. You are awesome, Shane. My man. Yes, sir. Happy to know you enjoy this session. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Happy to know you enjoy the session. See you tomorrow, cop. See you tomorrow, not cop. It's tossed down. All right, beautiful. So thank you so much for everyone who tuned into the session, whether you watched the session live and got a chance to participate live and actually be one of the members of our actual live audience, which is super exciting today. And if you did not have the chance to tune in live, you did not have the chance to watch us here live, look, it's okay. It's all good. You can still comment below if there's the opportunity to do so, or you can just send us an email with your thoughts, questions, and concerns to info@highticketfreedom, and we'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. And now I want to, before we get out of here, I want to close this out by saying this. The coherence element of your success in business and your success in life is extremely important. And that's why I started with this as number one, right? There's a whole lot more that goes into mindset. There's a whole lot more that goes into the spirituality aspect of business. There's even more that goes into creating the coherence, creating the clarity on the goals, on the things you want to do and accomplish. There's a lot more that goes into it. But I literally don't have enough time to share all that information here today, which is why we've compartmentalized as much as we can into this 5-day Activator Bootcamp to help you activate your business, activate your dreams, activate what it is that you're looking to do and what it is you're looking to accomplish in your life. And with that being said, this has now been day one of the Activator Bootcamp, where we're helping you activate your high ticket business to create the lifestyle that you dream of. It's been your man, Michael Baptiste. Please drop your comments below. Any other feedback that you have, drop it below. We'd love to hear. We'd love to engage with you and hear from you. And I'm so excited to see you in day 2 of our Activator Bootcamp, where we have a lot more great information coming your way, where we're going to be deep diving into something that's very, very important in high ticket sales, is making sure that you have the systems in place, you have the right model in place, and you're doing the right things to create the right results for yourself. I want to leave you with this quote before we get out of here. If the dreams that you're dreaming can be accomplished in this lifetime, then you are dreaming too small. I challenge you, baby. Yes, that's right. I challenge you. I challenge you to dream bigger. Your man, Michael Baptiste, here in day 1 of our high ticket Activator Bootcamp. Thanks again for tuning in. I will see you inside of day 2. Take care and peace.